Well, hello. It's been a couple of years, but Ken Cody Investigations YouTube channel is back up and running. And yes, the reason why for the change is because I have been working a few full-time gigs the last few years. One was working for an office of public defenders as an investigator. Really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the organization has folded up and they're closing their doors next week. So here I am, back to full-time of Ken Cody Investigations, doing what I do best. I love doing all types of investigation work, and I'm going to be honest with you. The least favorite is probably going to be surveillances. And don't get me wrong, just because it's my least favorite does not mean that I don't give 110%, because I do. That's just the type of person I am. I give 110% all the time. But here we are. I am out on a surveillance right now, and I've got the video rolling here for you, just to kind of give you an update of what's going on. For those of you that followed me when I first started this channel up a few years back, just to give you in a nutshell a bio on me, how I get into private investigations, where I started, and where I am now. First thing is, I was a house painter for almost 30 years. Moved from Boston 34 years ago out here into Michigan. Obtained my criminal justice degree at the ripe old age of 47. And upon graduating, I realized that I was too old to use that degree to be a corrections officer, Secret Service, which I wouldn't want to be anyway, FBI, same thing, CIA, same thing, Homeland Security, same thing. But anyway, all my classmates I graduated with, many of them went to those organizations. They're doing well, they're getting paid handsomely, but I was too old. I maxed out. So I decided to go the private investigation route with my degree. Worked for an outfit for a couple of years. They gave me every type of experience I needed to be a PI, because when you work on your criminal justice degree, they do not teach you how to be a PI. They teach you how to do corrections and law enforcement, what have you. Upon graduating with my criminal justice degree, bachelor's degree, at age 47, since I was too old to get into most of those organizations, I was advised to go work on my master's degree so that I could come back to the college that I got my bachelor's degree at and be a criminal justice instructor. So that's what I did. I earned my master's degree. I finished that up by the age of 52 and became a criminal justice instructor for a few years at a university in Michigan, until they decided they weren't going to be doing any more physical locations in Michigan, except for the city of Detroit, and I'm on the other side of the state, and I wasn't going to be traveling 2.5 hours a day to be teaching out there. So basically, the job folded. No cause of my own. So I went back to being I went on my own to be a PI back in 2008. Opened up Ken Cody Investigations, did all types of surveillance work for major insurance companies, personal injury protection claims, workers' comp, missing people, murders, kidnappings, divorce, domestic, child custody. Did competitive work for companies that wanted to open up new companies in a city. They want to know what the competitors up there. Did many days, weeks of surveilling their competition to see how they were doing from the outside, traffic-wise, whatever. But anyway, so I ended up actually working a overnight third shift gig for a court system in West Michigan. Liked it at first, but then third shift just wasn't for me. So I got out of there, worked for the public defender's office that I had previously just mentioned. Worked for some great, true professional attorneys. So grateful. Did a lot of work for them. And many of the clients that the attorneys were representing, that I did surveillances for, investigation work, interviews, and what have you, were actually innocent people. Unfortunately, they could not afford the services of their own attorney. They were issued a public defender attorney, which I always thought, you're not getting the crop of the cream. Let me tell you, folks, those public defenders are some of the best. They're a lot better than private attorneys, let me tell you. Anyway, they folded. Backtracking, the first PI firm that I worked for, they folded. The college folded. This place folded. Everybody's folding on me. I feel like a napkin. I'm just being folded over all the time. But here I am. So I am out doing a surveillance out here in the great state of Michigan. Can't get into details because confidentiality. We don't know when this case will ever be closed. But I am here, and I will give you a little view of some of my tools of the trade. First thing first. When I used to do surveillances, when I first started out, I used to take my mom, she was about 80 years old at the time, with me, and I used to promise her after the surveillance was done, we would stop at a casino, because my mom loved casinos. So here she is, right here, ta-da! She passed away. Let me get rid of that bullet here. You don't need to see that bullet. Mom passed away a few years ago. Love her dearly. She comes with me all the time. I have her hanging from my mirror all the time. She would come with me, do my surveillances, really enjoyed it. And she lived out here for 12 years in an in-laws apartment upstairs with my stepdad. And all the rest of the family, her brothers and sisters and my siblings, were all out in Boston. So it was a two-part thing. She kept me company in my surveillances. I kept her company. We chit-chatted, and she would yodel to me, you name it. And then, of course, we would go to the casino. So that worked out good. So I still take Mom with me, even though she's many moons above me. So we're going to go to some of our equipment. I've got my box here. I can't reverse the video on this for some reason. So I'm just going to take the stuff out of the box and sitting in the seat next to me. Here's my camera. I love my Canon. I love it. It's absolutely my digital camera. Absolutely love it. Why do I have this cord in here? Well, folks, all camcorders have a built-in microphone right here on the back. Right here. See that right there? Ta-da! Most insurance clients do not want audio on any of their footage. So, in order to eliminate the audio, there's a built-in microphone jack right there. You can if you plug a microphone into it, it shuts off the built-in microphone, but I still don't want to record it, so I take a dummy plug. I used to take an old set of headphones, cut the end off, plug it in there, but they were always too small and I was losing it. I just cut one the other day and lost it. So I'm using this RC cord that I had in my box of many cords and cables, and can't lose that. It's got 3 colors on it, and I plug that in here, so when I do my videos, there's no audio. So we'll put that down and show you some of my other equipment that I have. Right here is my Scorpion live cam right here. Look at this little thing. I can record for 3.5, 4 hours on this little thing. And this is what I use if I am outside of a claimant's home videotaping them and I follow them, let's say, to Home Depot. They got a bad back, bad knee, whatever, their injury. I can wear this. I have a clip that I can clip it onto the top over here, which is kind of obvious. So I've gone with the times. I've changed. I borrowed this e-cigarette holder from someone, and here it is. I hang it from my neck. It looks like an e-cigarette. I can walk around into a store, videotape, hands-free. Works out absolutely great. Years ago, before I had that, I used to use a notebook covert camera. It was in a leather binder. You could put it in a shopping cart in the seat, but those, you look kind of obvious, especially on the weekend walking around with a binder videotaping somebody. The battery was this big in there. It was heavy, and well, just like phones, you know, everything's gotten smaller and more compact and more bandwidth out of it. So that's that. And we're going back in here, and what else do we have? We have all kinds of goodies. I left some of them at home today. I've got all kinds of clips and mounts for my cameras that I put on my dashboard. You name it. Always carry my friend. Never go home without it. You never know where you're going to be. Over here, a must for all private investigators. I do have a mini pair. These are a bigger pair. Right here. My field glasses, I got one that's real tiny. You can just put in your hand. Those work out absolutely great because you can put it up to your face and they don't see it. There's nothing worse than looking through your field glasses, your binoculars, and you're looking at somebody a couple thousand feet away, and you look and they're looking back at you with theirs. Not very comforting to at all. Most important part right here, my lunch bag, folks. Grand Rapids Community College Veteran Services. Check this out. My wife, we call her Mama Joanne, and she's got that name because I do have a YouTube channel. Hey, visit it sometimes. Meanwhile, back on the hobby farm. That's what we do. We have a small homestead, couple acres. We have, I think we're down to 90 animals right now. You name the type of animal, we have it, except for a cow. She made me a nice bacon sandwich with a little Miracle Whip on there today. And I'm kind of, oh, it's squished on the bottom here. Nope, I forgot to bring my my blueberry muffin. But I do have a couple of bottles of water. Kind of disappointed. I thought I packed my, oh, I do have it in there. It's squished on the bottom, my blueberry muffin. But always pack a lunch. Sometimes you don't get the opportunity to go grab a bite to eat somewhere. And it's not as healthy for you anyway. And I can't find my other clip, so we'll just, the zipper's not working on that bag. Always have a roll of paper towels, folks, to blow your nose, clean your fingers off if you're eating, and I do have toilet paper back there. Type of surveillance I'm on right now is it's called an indirect surveillance point. If I were to set up anywhere in view of the claimant's home, I would get what's called burnt. Somebody would come out, what are you doing? It's a very small area. So the instructions of the client is to go by once an hour, make sure there's no activity, vehicles are still in the driveway or what have you. And most insurance claims, and I always do it anyway, even on my private surveillances, I do like domestic cases, whatever. I always do once an hour, do a 10-second video clip of where I am with the timestamp on it to prove to the client I'm there, because unfortunately, PIs are not exempt from bad apples. Law enforcement has bad apples. Every profession has it. This way it proves that you are present and you're not what's called billing and chilling. I knew a guy, I used to work with the firm years ago when I first started off. He would do the billing and chilling, very dishonest. What he would do is he would show up 3 or 4 hours late on a two-man surveillance, and he would turn his clock back on his camcorder. So supposed to be there at 7 a.m. He would show up at 10 and just put his clock back at 7, do a 10-second video clip, change his clock to 8 a.m., do the same thing. Very dishonest. I warned him it was unethical, lack of integrity, and he blew it off. And finally, I reported it to the superiors and said, you know, listen, this is what's going on. And they're like, well, how can you prove it? I said, well, let's look. Look at the shade at 7 o'clock in the morning on the claimant's front porch with the telephone pole out front. Look at it at 7. Has it moved? Not at all. So needless to say, he was no longer a PI for that firm anyway. But like I said, I'm going to introduce some more videos. I am going to share some stories on some unbelievable surveillances that I've been on, which I've had many of them. I should write a book. I am going to never post actual claimant homes or where I am. Unethical, number 1. Number 2, innocent until proven guilty. Number 3, You never know if a claim is closed. It can be reopened. You put it out on internet land, you're burned. You can't do it. I have seen some investigators on Facebook. I have a Facebook channel too. If you want to visit that, it's Ken Cody Investigations. I have seen other investigators do live streams from actual surveillances that they are working on. Talk about being a few french fries short of a Happy Meal. That's the worst thing you can do. This one guy was videotaping where he was sitting, the actual home, had the nerve enough to actually videotape the claimant exiting the home and entering the vehicle, and him following that person around. Not too bright. Not too bright at all. It's a small world. You never know who's watching and when they're watching. So needless to say, you will never see me do an actual... I may do a couple of mock videos where they're actually people that I know that gave me permission, but it's not going to be the real thing. And that goes back to reality TV. You have reality TV where you have cheaters. Oh, that is the most bogus, fake platform you can watch. Wife hires investigator to follow husband around. She thinks he's cheating. First of all, when somebody calls me and says, I think my spouse is cheating, you know what I tell them? 99% chance they're cheating. I wouldn't doubt it. You're in an unstable relationship, marriage. Either seek counseling or end it. In Michigan, no divorce state. No fault divorce state. I'm sorry, no divorce state. Yeah, that'd be different, huh? No fault divorce. It doesn't matter who's cheating. You want a divorce, you're getting a divorce. That's it. Final say. But anyway, when I would do surveillances, I would never contact... I'll contact the client and say, hey, listen, I'm following your husband. He's left work. He's at a motel. He's met a woman there. Where is he? I want to know. What hotel? I'm going to go there. Absolutely not. She goes there. A fight breaks out. She shoots the guy. Something happens. Yours truly over here is on the hook for abating, basically an accessory to a crime. Ain't going to happen on my dime. I will share the video after I'm done. That's what the client would pay me for. But I will never have them come to the scene of the affair. That's a big no-no. So that's about it, folks. I think we're going to end it over here. Thank you for coming by. Hit the subscribe button. I think I only have 6 subscribers. Got to boost this back up. And again, visit us, Ken Cody Investigations on Facebook. I have a lot of training and suggestions, self-protection, how to protect yourself from scammers, what have you, that I share on my Facebook page. Also, again, my personal ones, my Meanwhile Back on the Hobby Farm. I post every day on that on Facebook. And I do periodically on my Facebook, Meanwhile Back on the Hobby Farm Facebook page. That's about it, folks. I am going to end it over here. Please hit that like button if you like it. If you didn't like it, still hit the like button. Make an old man feel good, will you? Take care. Bye.